What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are looking at a couple of things today, actually. Not crypto, stocks. We're looking at stocks. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure I haven't made a video on NIU in a while, but NIU Technologies, it's a low-cap company, fairly low-cap company. They have a market cap of $296 million. That's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. In the grand scheme of the world, it's not a lot of money, but it's still a lot of money. But in stocks, I would consider this a low-cap coin. I think there's a lot of people that would consider it a low-cap coin. Warren Buffett himself says he doesn't invest in anything that's below like $1 billion. So knowing that, man, these days it's probably nothing below like $20 billion. But anyways, if anybody remembers or you don't remember, I actually sold my NIU at $4.35 whenever we had this day break like this. It was back here. It was back here at this day, actually. And I've been out of it since. I do think that we're going to go lower, probably just a little bit lower than this. I would expect that we go to the 886 of this price range here, which would put NIU right around $3.54. And I know that that's a deep retracement, but we've kind of had these higher lows that have been very close together. It wouldn't surprise me if we had a higher low that went just a little lower than this, just a little bit above this, maybe somewhere in this gap itself, which is between $3.48 and $3.57, so like a 10-cent gap. I bet we go somewhere in there, if not right to that range. And this company, for those of you who don't know, it's an electric scooter company. This is an electric vehicle company, and I do want to talk about another electric vehicle company besides this, Rivian. I want to give my opinion on that because I actually do plan on opening a put on that, which is like trading terms for going short, like using options to go short, basically. I do think it's going to go down. We're going to go over that chart in a second too. But right now I want to talk about NIU for a potential buy and where I think that we're going to get that potential buy. Ooh, wow. Yeah, look at that. That's actually right off of this line, man. I bet that what's classic, you get 1, 2, 3 bounces like this. I mean, technically it'd be the fourth. I don't know. This is the first formation, so maybe this is the third bounce. But I bet what we do is we go just below this line, and then we psych everybody out, and then we go up from there. Probably form some bullish divergence in the making. I guess not. It would be kind of strange to me if going this low in the RSI, if you didn't at least go to the oversold zone. But yeah, you were here oversold. You came out of it. You had your higher lows. Now you're forming lower lows and lower highs. I would think that you do want to go oversold. You don't have to, but I would think that you want to. We'll see. We'll see in the coming days. I could be wrong. Let me see on the 1 hour here. Yeah, I don't know. 1 hour is kind of neutral. I don't really like it, though, to be completely fair. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And looking at Rivian, I think that's all I have to say on NIU, guys. I'm expecting to buy this thing around, somewhere. I would actually buy it probably anywhere below 356 would be a good area to buy. And it might not go there. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I have to buy higher, whatever. But I sold at 435, so I'm willing to kind of play that risk at the moment. And it's been over a month, so that's kind of nice. Looking at, what are we looking at here? Looking at Rivian, RIVN. Rivian. If you guys don't know Rivian, man, they make like electric trucks. I'm pretty sure electric SUVs. They're nice looking cars, but I feel like most people who like SUVs and trucks, they don't like electric. They kind of have it out for electric vehicles. So I don't know how well this will do in that market, but anyways, looking at it on the daily, you've had a nice move up recently. Like since June, since the late half of June there, later part of June even, you've actually moved up quite a bit. Let's see, how much have you moved from bottom to top here? You moved up 100% over that even, man. You moved up 104%. And right now we're up here. For a stock that's worth, that's got a market cap of $23.8 billion, I think we're in a safe area to find a retracement. I think we really are. And if we were to find a retracement, I would think from this top would be the one to measure. We could at least go to 22.6, if not down to 20, if not all the way back down to 17, but I don't know if we'll go that low. Maybe around 20 is a more likely thing. It doesn't have to happen immediately, but with how fast we came up, it wouldn't surprise me if we had somewhat of a quick decline too. I doubt we're going to take as long as this flattening range up here took. I do think that this is a topping formation here. Let's look at the RSI. Let's see here. On the daily, yeah, you've got some bearish divergence forming. High here, lower high here. You have a high here and a very equivalent high. Actually, let's see. It closed at 25.81 there. This one was 25.81. So you have a symmetrical high with decreasing highs. That is, let's see, what did this one close at? This one closed at 25.91. Okay, so it's not. This was a little bit higher over here, so that's not true bearish divergence between these peaks. I guess you did have bearish divergence between these peaks, but overall, this RSI to me, it does look like it's ready to give to the downside. You've been overbought for a while. You're looking to cool down. What's sad is that this kind of setup right here, where you bounce off the overbought zone, guys, this is generally a classic move for more continuation. You didn't get it. You didn't get it. You actually formed bearish divergence, and it's confirmed bearish divergence at the moment. So I do think that this little like uptrend that it has, it's not too visible, but like maybe on the hourly. Oh yeah, you broke it already. Yeah, man. I think as sad. Oh, I guess you didn't break it already, did you? No, you're kind of holding it, but I bet you break it, man. I really do think you break it. Looking at the daily, you know, having this kind of setup and you didn't get anything out of it. The most that you got out of it was, you know, if you bought the bottom and you sold the top, was a 17% move, which I guess is actually nothing to be completely disappointed at. You could have caught a 10% move in there if you played your cards right. It's very unlikely that you would have bought the exact bottom and sold the exact top. Maybe you did, but if you did, you would have caught about a 17% move. But not seeing continuation when you have this kind of setup, it's not encouraging. And you even had another bounce off the overbought zone, and you didn't get it, and now you've broken it. I very much do believe, and I actually have a short. I have a put order in the queue right now. I've actually taken out a nice, sizable put order because I'm very convinced that this thing does want to go down, man. And it's just how it is. I actually. I feel kind of bad about this. I feel kind of bad. But you guys, I'm going to teach you a little secret. Maybe it's not a secret. Maybe it's not something to be taught even. This is kind of just like foo-foo nonsense, right? But I've learned this in my time, and that is when random people on the street are telling you about something, it's probably a good time to sell it, right? So like I went and got my hair cut the other day. Very, very nice people that cut my hair, and I mean, you can see I got it cut the other day, and I was talking about crypto and stuff. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a random person talking about crypto. Maybe maybe if he took this with what I'm saying, he could do the same thing if he knows what he's doing. But generally, most people, the average person, they don't resuscitate knowledge that's found in like technical analysis or actual like stuff that they've looked into. It's generally just stuff that's like the headlines, the news, what's being pushed. Like when most people want to like believe that they know about something, they look into the media. And that's the last thing you should do if you want to know about something, man. The media is going to feed you lies. It really is going to feed you lies every single time. And maybe not every single time, but 90% of the time. And so whenever I was getting my haircut and I'm talking about cryptos, he's talking about stock, and he's like, actually, I like Rivian. I'm like Rivian, I'm gonna look into this, and I like looked into it, and I'm like, oh man, it actually, to me, it looks like it's a good time to short. And what really convinced me was the fact that I had some random person who was cutting my hair telling me to get into this. I'm like, okay, it's probably a good time to sell, because like that's my opinion. That's how I do it. And it's not something that I've done all the time, but like whenever I hear people, when I hear the public talking about something, trying to give me advice on like what to buy, it makes me skeptical. It does make me skeptical. I've kind of learned that in my time trading. Generally, people only talk about things when it's doing good, and by the time that people are talking about it, you miss the party. And guess what? If you buy it here, you missed the party, man. You really did. So all that to say, all of that foo-foo nonsense to say, I do think it's going lower from here. Where it could go is, again, anywhere from like about 22.6 to $20, potentially even lower. It could go down to $17. It could go all the way to $14. I don't know. Let's see how this thing likes to perform, after having a move. This is definitely, in my opinion, a move that marks the bottom. I don't think you're going to go lower than this range here. If anything, at the lowest, I would expect that you go to like the top, the resistance area of this range here. If you hear this video, what was your name? John, I think. Whoever whoever you were that cut my hair, if you by chance are the person that hears this video, man, it's nothing personal. It really is nothing personal. It's just something I've learned, man. I don't mean to come across in a wrong way. I appreciate the info, man. You actually, this is actually going to be a great trade, I think, for the downside. And if you look at it right, we actually have this kind of slanting downward, maybe. I guess that's not really too much to go off of. I don't know. Let's see. If we were to go here, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you're like this, and you've actually broken it. Maybe you come back down to this line, and that's at about 20 bucks, right? Which is at like that 382, right? You find support there. It's a break, hook, and go. Yeah, maybe you do that. And maybe it takes more than a week. Maybe it takes a few weeks. I don't know. Maybe you go just below it and then bounce like that. That'd be really bullish, actually. Ultimately, I do think you want to go higher. You've got the volume coming in and everything like that. I do think you want to go higher. But at the moment, in the immediate term, I think you want to go a little bit lower. And that's why I bought some relatively close options that expire in August. And I haven't bought them yet. They're actually in the queue. We'll see whenever tomorrow opens up if they hit. If not, whatever. But I do think that we want to go down a little bit from here. And anyways, guys, I feel like that's all I got to say. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. I don't normally talk about stocks or anything like that, but Rivian and NIU, they are electric vehicle companies, so I figured I would just kind of include them in the same video. I know I hit on Rivian a little bit more because NIU I've talked about before. It's not where I want it to be to buy yet, and that's kind of the more of a focus for me there. But right now, this is at a point where I'd like to sell it, and I don't own any, so I'm not going to sell it, but I can sell or buy puts, and buying puts is like the same thing as going short almost. Yeah, there's people who would disagree, but I mean, essentially, man, it's the same thing. But anyways, yeah, that's all I got to say. So have a good day, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.